Let's talk about Pride and Unity and this set's TCG port. Sworn Deck Box is still up for those of you. We've sold out of the Field Center bonus with it, and we have a few of the regular edition left for those of you that want to grab it. The link down below so you guys can grab yours today, and personally, this is still one of my favorite projects that we've had to date. Make sure you guys smash the link right out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. I can't tell you how many times that I've been asked to talk about Pride and Unity. Is the set coming to the TCG, Robbie? What do you think you know? So let me explain what this set is. So Pride and Unity is basically a culmination double set of 25 years of the game's history, with multiple cards being released in Quarter Century. Now, the only thing special about this product, in my personal opinion, is the Quarter Centuries, alt arts like limiter removal and tuning, getting some actually very badass cards. And then, to top it off, there's a chance to get the nostalgia bait of Dark Magician Girl, Red Eyes, and Blue Eyes available in alternate art Quarter Century. And there's a metal card giveaway attached to this. Okay, so that's what makes it special. And to most of the community right now, most people look at a reprint set like this and go, nope, don't want it. And you're like, okay, so most of this community seems to be very split on this, because with this channel having over 100,000 subs, I read the duality of the conversations from people. You know, on one side of the equation over here, we have people going, no, I don't want to buy, you know, just products that are full reprints. Look at Battles of Legend Chapter 1 out here, where people are throwing crap at each other going, wow, you know, like, this is garbage. But on the other side of the equation over here, you have people like reprints are good, which, I mean, spending $15 on a playset of Yubels when they were formerly $100+ for a playset, like, I don't seem to understand this. Now, Rarity Upgrades are always going to be something that a lot more of the player base is going to want. And this is why I don't think the angry mob mentality of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players seem to quite understand yet that the casual, intermediate, casual player far outweighs the competitive player. And releasing a set full of nostalgic cards with Quarter Century upgrades, does this remind anybody of Rarity Collection? But, you know, we could get Yubels. Oh my gosh, more Dark Magicians. So these sorts of things, you know, these, and, you know, a little sprinkled alt art in here. Now, my problem with this comes down to, if you want to make all sectors of your player base happy, you need to toss in those new cards. All right, I love this one little piece of hair sticking up back here, because it just represents the absolute chaos of this whole thing. Now, I have said that I could see the TCG porting Pride and Unity, but a lot of people, they like to counter argument. Well, they're like, well, Robbie Yubel just got reprinted over here in, you know, Legendary Collection, the Battles of Poop, and then over here, you know, you have Rarity Collection 2 coming down the pipeline. It's never stopped Konami before from, you know, smashing through importing this. I mean, they ported over things that we didn't think that we would get ported. We got Rarity Collection 1 ported over. We got essentially Magnificent Mavens, which pulled all the little stuff from that, though we still don't have the Evil Twin alt arts, but they did break down that product, and they did put Engage in a side set. So patterns are not something that you typically look for, but we only know product at this point up until the, basically, what, May at this point? So you've got to look to the 2024 holiday season, and you've got to go, all right, what can Konami do? What is Konami's logical plan out here? Because they want a holiday set that will capture the masses. They want to be able to have players screaming at the top of their lungs going, reprints! It's a terrible, terrible thing to analyze out here. But I guess the point of this video is, this set has good things about it, but to the average competitive player, you know, a lot of people are going to toss it aside. And, you know, depending on how easy to get Quarter Centuries are of things, you know, it is the go-to chase rarity at this point in time. Logically, I don't think that porting over Pride and Unity would be the craziest thing. But here's another thing, too. It's not to say that the TCG can't look at Pride and Unity. Look at the way that the set sells in the OCG. Wait, would that be enough time? Well, technically, the last one comes out, what, March? So you'd be able to split the set up. Marketing, you'd probably put it, what, October, November release? If they chose to use all the data, gives them 5 months in advance. Maybe 6 months to get everything figured out. So I guess logically they would have enough time, but it's never stopped the TCG from being able to, pull a Mavens, pull all the good factors out of this, strip it down, and be able to create this product that, would be TCG friendly. Because we still don't have our Infernoid stuff, and we still don't have the Ritual Beast stuff. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, people are like, we want Pride and Unity. I'm like, that's really cool that you want these cards ported over here, but your average person's looking at all of this and they're like, the reprint set that was Hidden Arsenal was terrible. Had Konami actually used the knowledge that these cards were going to be ported in here and actually held the reprint set for that, guess what? It probably wouldn't have done as bad, but it's the same thing of, you shot yourself in the leg because you thought too far ahead. Also, to be fair, though, you do look at a lot of this stuff that's been happening in terms of product design, and you're like, wow, this is a failure. Wow, this is good. Pride and Unity is good for the casual player that wants upgrades. The competitive player is upset because the product does nothing to further the competitive scene or to further the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. And the competitive player is also massively sick of nostalgia. Well, I almost want to say the average Yu-Gi-Oh! Player is sick of nostalgia, but it comes down to, shiny cardboard upgrade versus, oh boy, it's the 19th Dark Magician reprint, but that's fine to some people. I guess that's the other thing here. It's like, people are like, don't be oppressed by Konami, and it's like, but him over there in the corner, he's happy that he just got, the potential for a U-Bell quarter century somewhere along the line, Like, there are people that are happy about the simple things that don't have to be, turn off your brain, absolute Chad, Fire King, 10,000 Unga Bunga DB grinder, I'm going to climb to the top of the ladder, with my online cardboard. There are people out here that genuinely just want the shiny cards, man. Like, that's all it is. Realistically, also, I am kind of curious to know what else is going to pop up. Are we getting tins this year, do you think? Like, leave a comment down below and tell me. Do you think that we're going to get tins this year? Because the tins this year are technically crazy insane value. Like, these tins, if you're looking at just SP, the Horus cards, basically Age of Overlord, also Age of Overlord hitting $140, lol. If you look at everything that set had to offer, the tins should be absolutely crazy, nutty value. But Konami needs to stop doing this one promo a tin shit. They need to leave promos in the tins. And they need to understand that these promos actually create some sort of actual value to make people enticed to buy the product. Because if you don't have that little extra push for things, it amazes me that Konami was like, hey, this is such a good idea. Let's strip out the guaranteed out of this. That's why, the 2019 tins will be the greatest things ever. Because Nibiru, Dark Ruler No More, Dimension Shifter, those cards were insane. Everything beyond that just seems like it was an absolutely terrible marketing scheme that they clearly seemed like they didn't know what they were doing. That's why, to be fair, some of those older tins did have some wild value. I think 2020 had some crazy stuff about it, but that was peak COVID era, so it really just depends. So, to wrap up this video, I think Pride and Unity, whether or not we get it ported over in its full form, I would not be surprised, to be honest, either way. Like, I could see Konami just going, yeah, full steam ahead, let's print it. And then, the community's never going to be happy, no matter what you do. But I think in the TCG's best case, it would be interesting to see it get broken up. Also, anybody else notice that, besides a few exceptions, it's starting to feel like the TCG and the OCG are getting the same quarter centuries? Anybody else notice that? I think that's an interesting thing. I'll let you think about that for a little bit. There are a few exceptions, like the Chimera attack from the DVD, the summoning scenes that we'll never get. But I think the TCG, with a few exceptions with the OCG, like our Ashened, we're pretty much lining up. So that's an interesting thought. So please, leave a comment down below. Do you guys think we're getting Pride and Unity? You guys think we're getting tins this year? What do you guys think? You guys have a good rest of your day, all right? Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.